Senator Nienow.
Madam President, the entire point of this provision, let me back up. It was crystal clear in testimony in committee that this provision wasn't for the Vikings Stadium. It was stated they don't need this provision for the Vikings Stadium. This provision is not for the Vikings Stadium. So by inserting the word NFL, you're having this amendment apply to something that they don't need it for. What they're doing with this amendment is carving it out so that it applies, the exclusion applies to the target center. That's what they need this language for. The language in the bill to circumvent the voice of the people is needed for the target center. And this language is constructed in such a way that it allows it to still apply to any facility that's not an NFL facility. And the testimony that we heard time and time again in the committees where I served or where I listened or watched on television, it was stated over and again, they don't need this provision for the NFL facility. They don't need this provision for the Viking Stadium. So by explicitly applying this amendment, the amended language, reconstructing it so that it applies only to the NFL stadium, you have then carved out and achieved the entire purpose. And we had, I don't know, half an hour debate on this floor about this particular provision. Members, make no question about it. This amendment here does basically what the original language was intended to do. Now, I can sit here and make all my arguments again about the voice of the people and telling them that their voice doesn't matter, and on and on and on and on and on. You heard them all. I don't need to repeat them. But this amendment makes that all happen because this language, testimony was given to us in committee, in multiple committees, that this language is not needed for the Viking Stadium. It's needed for other things, for target center. And if you adopt this amendment, you're telling the people of Minneapolis that your voice doesn't matter. We don't care what you said with your referendum. That silly little vote that you took doesn't mean anything, and we're going to vacate it. That's what this amendment does, members. This is a horrible amendment. Please vote it down.
Any further discussion?